If you want to know how to make these cards, 11 cardstock is 4.25 by 5. This card theme would be purpose to measure the 1/18 of an inch side. If you want to take out more, then you can actually do at this moment. So right now we have our stamped image that we've stamped earlier. And where is? Grab your scissors. So I'm putting it there. Before we put, since I'm gonna put the pin here. Hello, welcome to one and only Lily Bell. I hope you are all doing great. Good morning, and my name is Kay, and I am a junk journal enthusiast with experience since I was in college and also a planner sticker maker. I have a like for anything vintage, among other things, on a project craft budget. If you want to know how to make these cards, and how to craft your card and make it stand out, stick around and grab your supplies and let's craft together. Out of an 8.5 by 11 cardstock, you can make two bases of card. If you want, you can round it up to 4 by 5, but the initial measurement for two of the cards that you can cut from this 8.5 by 11 cardstock is 4.25 by 5.5, giving way for the cutting allowance. You can cut it to 4 by 5, like not making it straight or crooked folds. Not making straight when you cut it or crooked folds. We are going to need a second cardstock, like a extra cardstock, like about this big, or like somewhere in your stash, like overflows from previous projects or whatever you have, as long as it's a smaller card, um, with a little shy of a measurement where you can stick your design and background, almost like a card plate that would be pasted on to the actual greeting card. The reason behind this technique is that it adds durability to the front of the greeting card and also adds a finished look to the card design. And as a rule of thumb, never add embellishment onto the actual card. For this reason, you will have a more professional looking card, and all the more to make your greeting card stand out like this. So now let's get into the tutorial making of the greeting card. We're going to make a theme, shall we? This card theme would be a receiver. This card theme would be purposed to for a receiver that is a book enthusiast or an avid reader or an author, just to get them some motivation to uh, make their task easier. If you um, send it to a person who will receive it. We are going to be designing this card with sentiments that match the theme, but blank in inside. So I have already prepped our base card, which is 4x5. I went with 4x5 measurement. I rounded off because I had crooked fold and crooked cuts on the actual half of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So and I have this extra piece that was the other half of the 8.5 by 11, but I cut also you need this much of a cardstock and this much of the cardstock because half of it will be used to add to the faceplate design of the front of the card and for our embellishment. So right now we are going to be working on the faceplate. Grab your base, the folded base, and we're going to be working on the base plate, which is you get your base card. We can measure how we're gonna cut the faceplate. It's nothing but like an 18th of an inch shy. Like you could eyeball it. Make sure it's not crooked when you put it to measure on against the base card. Um, so we're gonna do this. So right there, it would be enough to 18th of an inch, right? You make sure it's not crooked, and we're gonna mark it right here. Eyeball it like 18th of an inch, and on here, gonna mark it where it lands on 18th of an inch cut. If you can see that, that's where, let me make it more bigger. The marks, okay. If you can see on that side, it's like shy of the edge of the base card, and on the other side, it's shy on the base of the 18th of an inch on the base card when you cut it. So, and this is taken care of on this side because we already pre-measured the 1/18th of an inch shy on this both sides, if that makes sense. On this side of the card base. So we're gonna grab our paper cutter, paper trimmer, and we are going to be cutting this card style and this card style, this card stock. I can say card style, card stock. Okay, okay, let's go. Okay, and make sure it's the right size. Just kind of put it where you're gonna put it on the thing. If you want to take out more, then you can actually do at this moment before we go on to the next step. So now that we got our faceplate, we're gonna grab our green sponge dauber, and we are going to get a green like this color, a green ink pad where we can dip one side, whichever side you want, in the edge, one side of the edge on the uh, ink pad, and we are going to be um, um, making an ombre effect, half of the card. So the easiest way to do this is you put the inked edge on here and gradually drag it and go like this. See that? It's much more like gonna get you the effect of without without the shape of the dauber, like circular marks. So you're going to do this for the rest of the card. If you want to grab more ink, you can. Concentrating on here, drag it up and go like this. The bottom half has to be darker than the top part. To have this effect, ombre effect. Okay, grab your ink pad again and kind of still dab on the edge. And we are going to lift the card, the face card up and kind of vignette. I'm concentrating on the edges only of the card to where it's vignette. As long as we have this, we are going to that. And now we get a seamless ombre. Ooh, that's so cool, huh? So now that we've got that, the next part is to set this aside. And we're gonna grab our second excess cardstock. And we are going to be using this nifty dandy stamp pad that has a grid on the cover, and we are going to be taking our washi and pasting this card where it wouldn't move when you stamp it. Let me see. So that is it. So we're gonna stamp it. So we are going to get this. So it's inside the paper, and you can see the grid that it's all straight. It doesn't matter anyways because we're gonna cut it individually, each stamped image. So what we're gonna do now, this is the stamps, is grab a black ink pad and kind of dab it all throughout the ink. Ink stamp onto the stamp. on the stamp. So we are going to flip it down, close it, and stamp. Press it. If you have a thing that can really press it good, you can do that now. And it's not pressed yet. More. It happens sometimes like that. So we're gonna lift it, and there we go. And we are going to clean up our stamp. Especially if you want to use colored inks on this, colored ink pads on this, you have to clean it afterwards so that it'll be a easy, smooth transition. So, off to the next step. So right now we have our stamped image that we've stamped earlier. We are going to get our handy dandy markers to color in the image, the stamped image. So I'm gonna start with this one with the feather. With a feather, I'm gonna color it blue, like so. And it's like um aged stamp ink pad. And we are going to color the feather yellow and light yellow and gray. Yellow and light gray. We are going to color this let me try red on the ink bottle. You gotta take your time with this because you don't want the ink to be outside the outline. And sometimes the stamp pad like this one doesn't I miss pressing it on the stamp pad, so you get a lighter impression from the stamps to the paper. So you gotta be careful with that one too. And you are good to go if you do this. And I'm gonna get purple on the label. Okay. Now for this tall one, I'm just gonna go with green with this so that it'll be easier. Green it is. Green ink. Okay, and for the last one, we are going to get yellow on the label and a pink ink bottle. grab your scissors, your shears, and we are gonna start cutting it. So we have this blue Scotch Advanced Tape Glider, and we are going to glue these things. Glue these things. Put that there, and then there. Maybe I can put this here and then this here. Okay, that would do fine. Mm-hmm. Okay, so okay, now that we got the ink together and form a straight line, we are going to take one of these. Let's see, which one should I use next? Okay, let's just use this one. Um, take one of these snippets of newsprint and kind of make interesting shape of a rip on here, and we are going to get our orange stopper and our orange ink pad, and we are going to ink up one side, set this aside, the face card, and ink it up. This is as close as I can get to age stamp ink color, so it will do for now until I get the things in my craft stash that can make this a whole lot cohesive next time. Okay, close that. Okay, so we grab our Aleene's glue, tacky glue, Aleene's tacky glue, and we are going to be gluing. See if I can take the yeah, okay. We are going to be gluing this on the sides. Okay. Oh, you have to put it back on the cap, the glue, so that you won't. Okay, so we are going to put this here and another one here, towards parallel to it. Just little glue would go a long way, not too much, because it's gonna overflow outside the um uh it's gonna overflow outside the 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 embellishment itself, the paper itself. So when you press it down, so just make sure it's just minimal glue. We don't want to ooze it out and ruin the background of the hard plate, base plate. So after that, we are going to get a paper. What was that? Paper, like so, and we are going to be tearing up that as this. We are going to paste it here for added interest. That's why I tore it up, added texture. And we are going also to dab it with an orange color just to vignette it around. So we are going to put glue on it, just minimal, not too much. Mm, maybe I can put it this way. That's much better. Make it centered, like so. Now that we have that, we are going to get a sentiment that um, belongs to this card that is themed for who the receiving end is. since we are heating our wax, I opt for orange and a little bit of a pink wax. So I'm putting it there. Before we put the wax on this area, since it's gonna be bulky and kind of like make it like hard to paste with running this on the back where the wax is already, when the wax is already there, we're gonna paste it now. I'm just scared to do this because what if the wax runs to the base card, but I'm gonna try as much as I can not to do that. So we are gonna paste this since I'm gonna put the thing here, the glue, and before we put the wax on the actual faceplate card. So we're going to um, we're going to do that, and right now we are going to put the faceplate there. Isn't this pretty? It's coming along. So right about now, the wax is about to melt. So we're gonna prepare our stamp, um, our embossing stamp. So I'll be right back. So here is the final piece of the wax all melted. I'm gonna put it here, not careful not to overflow on the side right here where the where the um card backing is at. Turn off the wax warmer, and we are going to stamp, make sure it's the right direction, and we are going to stamp away. Just like that. I think I might have put the stamp too late. It's already starting to harden. Let's see. Oh, it's not that bad. So we are going to finish this off by putting this silver, I call it makeup eyeshadow for stamps. So the silver thing, so we're going to rub the silver on this side, or the copper is on the other side. So we are going to rub the silver off. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my goodness, like twinkling lights on the dots, the embossed dots. That's so awesome. So can make the journey to the light with a silver um embellishment. The sheen of that is really pretty. Okay, now that our card is done, we have all these cards that we have made. And isn't it so nice to finish up a card that's you can give to friends or family, or even um encouragement. And it's not easy to be an author. I'm not an author, or I was aspiring to be one long time ago, but this is just what stemmed from my inspiration, because I write short stories also, but only I um is published towards me and my family. It's not out in the open. So we are going to round the corners up like so. Rounding the corners is the last step for this card making. Um so now that we've got that, oh, it's so pretty. I really enjoyed making this card with you guys, and hopefully you have a takeaway in how to make your card stand out. This technique is what I can give you for this first card tutorial. I hope there's so many more, because I think as I craft and find out things, and I want to share them with you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and see you on the next one.